Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ali was abi ajmain amma ba'd. Rabbi shawdi sadri wa yasagli amri wa alul uqatam sani yafqaqali. My dear brothers and sisters, inshallah today we are going to continue on our topic, the Quran and modern science. And inshallah today we are going to look to what the Quran says about several senses in human body and what the modern science says about the senses in human body. Today modern science has recently means 200 years back, 300 years back, 30 years back, 20 years back, doesn't have to be a specific time. Recently in modern science means all these years back. So recently today modern science has discovered that in human body we have the several senses. We have the sense of hearing, sense of seeing, sense of feeling, sense of taste, and then sense of smelling. So our nervous system, it actually gathers all these senses and then it sends it to the brain, and then the brain also take its own role, and then it also sends it back to our nervous system, and then we can actually feel what we are going through. Whether we hear something, we can make sense of it. Whether we see something, whether we taste something, we can actually make sense of it. Otherwise this body will be it could be lifeless, because we cannot, if the body is dead, we cannot see, we can't taste. But all this nervous system, it gather these senses and then they make sense of it. It is a recent discovery as well that the sense of hearing, it develops first before all other senses, and Quran mentioned this 1400 years ago, that the sense of hearing developed first. Today modern science there's something like studying the embryology. Embryology means that when the baby is still at initial stage, developing in mother's womb, developing. And in embryology we have come to understand that the sense of hearing develop first, then the sense of sight. Even when the baby is in the mother's womb, the baby hears whatever you are saying outside, because the baby develop its sense of hearing in the mother's womb before the baby is given birth to. Quran also says this in several verses and several chapters. If you read Surah to Sajda, chapter number 32, verse number 9, it says that summa sawa'un wa nafa'a fi min ruhi wa jahala lakum was-sami'an wal absar wal afidat qalilan ma tashkurun. That after we have created human beings, after we have fashioned human beings, and then we give human beings the sense of hearing, وَجَعَلَ لَكُمْ وَالسَّمِعَ, the sense of hearing, وَالْأَبْصَارَ, the sense of seeing, and then وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ, the sense of feelings. So now today modern science says that it is actually that the sense of hearing developed first, then other senses, the sense of seeing, the sense of feelings. So Quran also proceed in several chapters, like if you read Suratul Muminun, chapter number 23, verse number 78, it says that wa huwa allazi ansha'a lakum wal sami'an wal absar wal afidat. It says that we have created human beings, and then we test human beings. So we give human beings the sense of hearing, the sense of feeling, and then the sense of hearing, the sense of sight, and then the sense of feeling. And little thanks do you give to your Lord. Quran also says in Suratul Insan, chapter number 72, chapter number 76, verse number 2, it says that wa alakina al-insanu min sulalatin min tin amshajin wa alakina al-insanu min sulalatin min tin amshajin nabtalihi wa jahannal sami'an wal habsor. Says that we have created human beings, and then we test human beings. We give human beings the sense of hearing and then the sense of sight. Quran mentioned first the sense of hearing and then the sense of sight. All these five senses, we have the sense of hearing, the sense of seeing, sight, the sense of feelings, that is skin, and then we have the sense of smelling, that is olfaction, and then we have the sense of taste. When we taste something, that is gustation. We have the sense of feeling, that is tactile perfection, that is tactile perception, they have the sense of feeling as well. All these are recent discoveries in today modern science, and Quran mention all this in accordance how they develop in human body. Who could have mentioned this in the Quran? Even the earlier doctors, all those doctors in those days, they could not understand except the modern science equipment which actually get all these things in the mother's womb. So if you have received this Quran and modern science, send it to other people so that they can actually learn from the Quran. They can learn science from the Quran, though Quran is not book of science, it is book of ayat, science. So they can learn from the Quran, they can reflect upon the meaning of the Quran so that we can actually get the message of the Quran. Wa hakir dawana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.